Chris, you hear that?
Leave it inbound. Kleba looking in for Irving. Irving for the win! Oh my God!
Yo, that was wild. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, my name is Rico.
My name is Chris.
And welcome to another review. And today we have the Kyrie Irving Anta Kai 1. No, that's not how you spell it.
Take one.
The Anta Kai 1. His first signature shoe with the Anta brand. And Chris, your initial thoughts before I get into the tech breakdown.
I actually have a mixed thought on these, but we'll get to that after the tech breakdown.
All right, so first of all, we start off with a two-sectioned traction pattern here. It's separated at the middle for some flexibility. It's also cored out for some of the cushion to expand. The traction, however, is a mix of chevron logos splattered everywhere and going in a multi-directional area. It's more pliable than most Anta products, so I don't know how the outdoor durability is going to be, but still more durable than any domestic pair that you can get here in the States for sure. But we'll see how they last indoors and outdoors as well. And getting on up to the cushion, you can actually see on the exposed side here on the medial side, we have nitrogen cushion. We also have a nitrogen insole, so you're definitely going to be bouncing out of the gym and also having some impact protection to go along with that. You're also caged in this TPU lateral side, also with an EVA carrier in the heel. And then along the upper, I'm personally loving this different mixture of materials along the upper. Even though it's textile, you can still have fun with it and still make it your own. So you have a lot of different threading. Clearly that's what Kyrie has done here, with a lot of different threading, heat welding materials, a lot of mesh, and the strap, of course. I know he likes his strap on his shoes, as we've seen in the previous Nike line. So, your thoughts initially?
I don't hate them, but I don't love them either.
They're definitely not getting a 10 like the last shoes.
Yeah, no, I would say as far as Kyrie's first flagship with Anta, I think this is a big departure from the Kyries that he did put out in the past, but I also think it's a good step towards a new line that he is creating with Anta and almost a new identity. You can tell in this shoe that he does have more of a creative point of view, and a lot of his name and his symbolism is everywhere on this shoe that he really carries forth.
It's practically vomited on there.
Yeah, it's practically everything Kyrie is on this shoe, which is a good context.
I mean, you're definitely going to know it's Kyrie's shoe.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have the hieroglyphics along the strap. You also have Elizabeth Irving on the bottom for family resemblance on there. You also have some of what makes up him culturally on the shoe.
Yeah.
What any of this means in terms of performance? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
What I can tell you from trying these shoes on is that these definitely have a Kyrie-esque fit, especially from the Nike products. These are so far the best fitting shoes that I've put on recently. And speaking of the fit real quick, since these are an overseas product, I would just recommend go with your Euro size / centimeter size as close as possible. My Euro size every single time is a 45. So for that, it translates to an 11. Most of the time, in some cases, I have to go down half a size to a 10.5, but in this case, I went to a size 11.
So I feel like when it comes down to this shoe, there are a few things. I'll start with the hits for me. A good hit for me is the bottom of this shoe. So if you see the pattern on there, it's a pretty dope pattern. I actually really like that the chevron, I guess, style cutouts that they have kind of go almost in a shell shape.
They do actually.
That they swirl around. And I also like that he went with almost like an upside down squiggle design with his logo right in the middle. Again, you do see a lot of the logo hits right on the tongue of the shoe and obviously on the inside where your feet will go. You also get a little emblem right on the back, which kind of accompanies the Anta logo as well. Now, I will say that those are nice little touches, and the shoe is very sturdy. Judging by what the middle part here, this kind of bounces as you're poking that out. I actually think that it's very, very comfortable. The sole seems very comfortable as well. It's a little bit squishy, but it's also very sturdy. The plastic build on this, I feel like is not as bad as I've seen some shoes with Anta. There are some Anta shoes that have a lot of plastic builds on them, and I don't really like that. But it looks pretty subtle on here, and it goes with the color scheme and kind of meshes well with the overall design without doing too much. Now, another hit that I would say for me is that there's these interlock laces. So it is interlocked into the shoe and not actually on the outside where the lace holes are.
By the way, it's actually a sturdy one. This isn't one where the laces aren't actually going to slip out of.
Right.
I put these on, for the B-roll and everything, and I'm going to get a different opinion when I play in these. But just lacing them up, you can easily tell that the lace lock that they used is actually trying to grip the laces and hold them in place.
Yeah, I like that a lot of shoes, especially Anta, are keeping up with that lace lock style. I feel like that's pretty popular now amongst a lot of basketball shoes. So I really think that keeping up with that style is actually really cool for this shoe. You're not having that those laces bulge out from the sides and then trying to kind of tighten out when it could do one full tighten when you pull the laces up by these strings. Now, what I would say is a huge hit for me is the mesh on the woven stitch, on the toe box. The toe box, I think, is the most creative part of this shoe. It looks beautiful.
It's like a fan.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks tightly stitched, actually. There's no loose ends. And I like that they went along with, I guess, the color scheme all the way around and didn't just make it one muted color.
Absolutely.
For the toe box.
And then I've seen future colorways. They're expressing even more colors. Even if they had a white base on it, I saw a shoe, they're still expressing the threads with different layers of color onto it. So it's not just a blank canvas every single time.
Yes. Now, let's start with the misses. So the misses that I would say, the number one miss for me is the strap. Obviously, I'm not a huge straps guy. I don't like them when they're on shoes.
And unfortunately, it's not functional.
Yeah, and it's not functional. I did pull the strap out and kind of try to tighten it as much as I could, but it seemed like it was still pretty loose even after trying to get it a little bit past the Velcro point. So that's kind of a bummer there. It's one thing to have a strap, but it's also another thing to not have functionality or as much functionality as you would want. Because and I feel like that's a miss for me.
Because real quick, it doesn't go down to the midsole. It stitches literally on the side of the shoe, and then that's what you're trying to pull over. But because your foot is essentially blocking that part, it's not strapping any more than the shoe is more capable than holding you.
I feel like if this shoe didn't have a strap, it would look better to me, in my opinion. But I know that's Kyrie's signature look, and I can't, be too mad at that. I would say another...
Do you think I should take a risk and cut it right here?
I would say you'd probably destroy the shoe if you did. I'm just being 100% honest, because I feel like the strap is what holds at least this part together. And even though the stitch is pretty tight, it probably, I don't know. I mean, I would say do so at your own risk, but...
Maybe after I'm done performance testing this
yeah, if it's beat up a little bit and you're kind of like, what do I have to lose? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But I would also say another thing that I would have liked to see is more of a muted color in these. I feel like there's
definitely more colorways coming.
I've seen the other colorways and they're just as bright as these, but I will say that the decent pair for me is the silver pair with
the sunset.
The sunset with the silver. It looks all right, but I would like to see something that's more neutral. I know it's early in the game for him with these, but I feel like for a colorway, I would have liked to see more of a PE colorway of he's
older.
Yeah, he's in the Mavs right now, so I wod have liked to see more of a PE style colorway or like a more blue or black, white kind of color that. I think obviously, we will. Yeah, obviously that can change down the way.
I'm definitely excited to get these on court. So design language, you can have your opinions about it. Even me and Chris are split on the decision. I very much like these. I would give these an 8.5. Speaking of the rating, Chris, I know that's your segment, but what's your rating?
See, another Anta logo right here.
I pointed that one out.
No, yeah, you did. I will say, because it's a start out shoe and Kyrie is making his mark, I'll give it a solid 7.5. I would say without knowing of obviously the performance part of it. But
the performance are definitely going to kick these up a notch.
Yeah, just from a design structure and from his first shoe, coming back into the market, I'll give it a solid 7.5. If I see another colorway that's in this, maybe a little bit, because you know me, I like my lower tones, but that's just my opinion. It might be higher, but just for right now, 7.5 for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that also takes care of everything for the Kyrie Irving. You know, you have the tech sheet breakdown here. You're going to have the up-close B-roll. I just can't wait to get these on court and to give you guys a full performance review and my thoughts on these. But yeah, definitely subscribe and check that out. Leave us a comment. Also follow Edge Spray to get a wonderful product for your shoes if you're lacking in the traction department, whether they're old or new shoes. But with that being said, anything else you'd like to add?
No, Kyrie, keep doing your thing. Can't wait to see what you do next. And you know, guys, just keep on trekking, and we'll see you next time.
And with that, I gotta go. I gotta get these.
There you go. Take them. Later.